So now that we have the OPZ app open, we're going to get a lot more visual information in terms of what's going on. So let's just examine the OPZ's overall structure before we start making some content. Within the OPZ, we have projects. If I hold the project button up here, we're going to discuss projects in more detail in the next video, but the OPZ has 10 different projects. We can access the projects by hitting these black buttons here. And each project has 16 different patterns. We can access the patterns stored in the project by touching these buttons here. The buttons that have a red light on let us know that there's a project stored there. The ones that don't let us know that they're empty. I can move to different projects like so. Staying in project 1, let me let go of the project button. If I press play, I'll hear the first pattern in project 1. Now in this pattern, and in every pattern, we have 16 tracks available to us. If I hold the track button, which is here, I can then switch between the different tracks by holding the track button and pressing these buttons up here. The icons will give you an idea of what those different track types are. The first track is the kick drum track, so that's selected. You can tell because when I hold the track button, the icon here is white. Got various kicks to choose from. So if I hold the track button, I can go through the different tracks here. As I press the buttons, I can preview them. So we hear the first 4 drum tracks. Then I have some synth tracks here. And then the remaining 8 tracks, 9 through 16. The first 2 are dedicated to different effects. We can send audio from our tracks to the effects. We have a tape track, which is great for doing some really cool tape tricks, some stutter tricks with the audio that's playing. Here we have a master track. With the master track, you can transpose the notes that are being played on the different tracks. It uses the bass track as a reference. Pretty cool to play with. We'll check that out as well. Here on the performance track, you might notice that there's other icons here below these bottom gray buttons. Each one of these allows you to do a punch-in effect. When you have a track selected, you could hold the shift button and then hold these bottom gray buttons to do a punch-in effect. Or if you go to the performance track, instead of holding shift, you can actually just play the keys and play the performance effects in real time. You can even sequence those as well. Very cool feature. Here we have a component track. If you happen to get one of the modules that, well, there's only one right now. There is a CV and MIDI module that you can get. There's actually 4 extra slots here in the back that are for expansion modules and whatnot. And this components track will allow you to control things there. You can also just use this as kind of a blank MIDI track as well to control other things if you want to. Here you have a track for sequencing lights via DMX. It's very cool. I'm not going to have a chance to show this during this course, but if you happen to do any lighting, this is a very cool feature to have. And last but not least, this last track is the motion track, and this allows you to sequence 3D graphics that are created using Unity. You also have these 4 knobs here. Let me go back to the first track. These 4 knobs allow you to control different parameters. As I adjust these, you can see in the OPZ app, certain parameters there are moving. And there's 4 pages of parameters that we can access by pressing the shift button. And this will allow us to jump between volume envelope, effects, volume, level, panning, things like that. So with all that said, let's actually dive into a project and get a better idea of how we can get away from the presets and create something ourselves.